Am I the only person that loves to see Ingen Terzi win the belt and Robert have to put it around his and not only Robert, Devin and Jody too would have to help.
So Svetan, Gashevski, and Engen, these are two athletes that are at the top of the sport for sure, but they are not competing in East versus West. Obviously, we know what happened with Engen and everything, but Svetan is banned. So Travis seems to be calling that out in this podcast here with Craig Tullier and Giannis Amelins. Let's take a look because this is very interesting stuff as far as how is it that WAF still has so much control over East versus West to tell them not to have certain athletes compete?
Is it true? You're telling me that Svetan Gashevski, who is one of the most respectful gentlemen in the history of our sport, am I crazy for saying that? Mm-hmm. Like, that's the nicest guy in the world, right?
Yeah.
And this guy has a problem with Hassan to the point where he is banned, and now that's why he can't compete in East versus West.
Yep.
And that's like WAF has.
You would think East versus West would be higher up on the totem pole to not take orders from the WAF, but that is clearly not the case.
That power with Robert.
WF has power.
Yeah, I've ran a million events. I've never asked the WAF for permission ever.
It would just, like, if WF can cause a lot of problems for a lot of athletes competing here, which would mean it's a one-way street. If they come here, they can't go back. And we know still a lot of athletes still compete in Continental Championship, World Championship, and they get government funding for it. So that's why.
So it's a big loss. It's a big loss for them, Ray.
Yeah, it's a big loss. And if they have to choose, they will choose steady income rather than opportunity.
I understand why the athlete chooses them. I don't understand why another organization would uphold.
Right. Totally agree with Travis's train of thought here.
Some crazy, and there's no way that it's a valid.
How are you going to blacklist a guy who's getting older in age, his years for competing at the top level? You got to think this a short window, but he's still at the top of the sport. Casuals don't know who Svetan is, but this guy's a monster. Maybe you've seen his match with Craig Tullier from the Knuckles Up promotion where he was able to stop Craig at center table in the strap in round one, which is kind of very impressive, of course, considering Craig is so explosive. Usually in that first round, you're either getting pins or you're having to catch him right at the pad defensively. But Gashevski made it look comfortable, even in round one, the way he was able to stop Craig. And this is just one example of many of this guy being an absolute monster, but yet he is banned from East versus West. So let's continue with this little podcast here because Travis ends up bringing up the topic of Engen and how that would bring a lot of eyes and attention considering the drama situation. Regardless of that, putting that aside, having him, what if he won the belt and having Robert put the belt around him or Devin, just the optics of that would make for a lot of entertainment and pay-per-views, I'm thinking. So let's take a look at this clip.
What could an arm wrestler do to where he couldn't compete unless he pulled out a 22 and shot his competitor at the last event? I could understand, but.
So, Ray, do you know what was the reasoning why Svetan was blackballed?
I think so. So there's an internal conflict between inside Bulgarian Federation. A lot of guys at some point didn't compete. Krasi didn't compete in World Championships, and Georgi. Jordan just came back, so they made another federation. And like in most countries, USA, it's wild west. But in most countries, if you create here another federation, you'll be in conflict with us because there's only one who's recognized.
That's a monopoly of power in the arm wrestling scene in Europe is basically what he's describing there.
So there's a conflict, and then like I think there was someone got sued, and like it's internal problems that we just don't know that much. Like I don't fully understand it. I understand it's internal, and it's they made a decision like that. So, hopefully.
Like I said, you would think East versus West would be higher up on the totem pole to allow whatever athletes they want to compete, right? I mean, they're allowing guys like Brian Shaw and, other people who may not be guys who have competed in WAF, just maybe people who just bring eyes to the sport. So you would think they would be able to select anyone.
Hopefully everything comes to an end and we can get the best guys, because still, like, I would love
I would love to pull Svetan Gashevski again. We have pulled a few times, and last time was long ago, 2012, when we met in Brazil. Yeah. And definitely Svetan is.
Giannis now is a King's Move specialist. So
2012 in Brazil. I'll see if I can find that footage.
2012 I won that fight as well, so it's all good. But I kind of think that Svetan is even more dangerous now than he was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Am I the only person that would love to see Ingen Thursday win the belt and Robert have to put it around his and not only Robert, Devin and Jody too would have to help.
That would be hilarious. That would be absolutely hilarious for entertainment purposes to see that happen. I mean, I think that would just go crazy.
Not exactly what we would want as a spectator.
Like if we talk about some attention and sport and talking about levels of arm wrestling, Engin is a man who have to be on a big stage because he's very capable, and we know as well, same as Svetan, he is and was and probably, if all good, will be for some time as well, still a top guy and super strong guy. It's all about.
Technically he's the world champion considering how he beat Makarov, right?
Can we organize that? But otherwise, yes, that would be great. That would be great. And like it or not, he's a great champion. I'm not talking about all like internal some conflicts or politics or whatever, but he's a great arm wrestler.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I feel like just like with Hassan and Beton, Ingen and Robert, listen, we all like all of y'all. We don't care that you two have a conflict or a business. Or
exactly, and that's another reason that people like Ryan Bowen should be involved as well. Like, how are you going to pass up on a guy who's going to bring more attention and more eyes on the pay-per-views and everything just because maybe he's been difficult to work with in the past or whatever the case may be? I'm not sure, but that's another individual. It wasn't mentioned here, but to mention.
Because we don't have that business. So I just to me, it's like, it's got to be a dream come true from a person who's non-emotional about the breakup. And let's go. This is like, and in my opinion, am I wrong by thinking Ingen's return to East vs. West could put the 77 kilogram class at the main event of that particular card?
I think so. Absolutely.
Let's go.
Yeah, imagine Ingen versus Makarov. That would definitely be, that could be a headliner for sure. Just given the history and everything. That could be interesting.
We want to do something like that. If there was a women's match that could handle that or would be worth that excitement, well, by all means, that's a dream from the promoter. So I really hope that Robert has enough swag here soon to tell anybody, WAF included, hey, my guy, you can have a relationship with people, but you can't have a relationship with us. If they want to pull, they can pull. Unless you tell them they can't and they say, okay, daddy. But we will never say that they can't because of some sanction with you. And I wouldn't expect you to do the same. If one of our guys pissed us off, they wouldn't be able to pull for you. And second of all, that whatever the business controversy with the East vs. West and ownership and whatever, that Robert could look over that too. And we can see Ingen Thursday and Mindaugas. Ingen Thursday and Giannis, and we can really, I'd love to work that podcast. That is for sure.
Travis spitting facts as usual. We just want to see the best matches as people who are fans of arm wrestling. Bullshit and politics aside. So, absolute interesting moment from that podcast. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. Also, I have the links in the description. Use code Tom on the pay-per-view. We're about 4 weeks out from this event, EVW 24. Stay tuned and hit like and subscribe for more content, guys.